Hey, how's it going? I'm chilling in my Showa room right now, my retro room, just looking around at all of the stuff that we have in the house, thinking that we definitely bought too much stuff in the house. But out of the all sorts of cool and wonderful things that exist here in the Bissinger household, one thing that I haven't really talked about in a video, at least for a while anyway, is the pretty large collection of anime figures that I own. Yes, that's right. For those of you who are unaware, a bit of an anime guy myself. You could almost say like I was kind of in the whole anime thing before it got cool, i.e. I used to get bullied for liking it. But obviously, if you enjoy your anime culture, then the one thing that definitely permeates around that culture quite heavily is this whole idea of anime figures, collectible little figures of your favorite little anime boys and girls. And I have quite a bit of it. In fact, I have so many figures that I haven't actually bought a lot of figures as of recent times, purely because I kind of ran out of space. As you can see from this quick overview of my current anime figure, it's pretty packed to the brim. But within this gargantuan maze of anime figures, there are a couple of figures inside of here that really hold a special place in my heart. So I figured I'll do a video today where I show you guys and talk about 5 of the most valuable anime figures in my collection. Now, when I say that they are valuable, I don't necessarily mean that they are monetarily valuable or that they're like rare figures necessarily. I mean, some of them most definitely are. I would say, most of these you will not find at your local anime conventions or anything like that. But rather, they are either tied to some kind of memory, or I have a lot of, thoughts and stuff like that about the actual series that these characters are from. Valuable in the sense of, like, sentimentality, I think is the best way to describe it. And I guess you guys can let me know in the comments below after this video which one of these figures you would like to have in your collection. But hey boys, before we figure out which of my figurines are in fact the most valuable and expensive, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, the good people over at Native. Native Store is a Japanese figure merchandise website where you can buy all sorts of different high quality figurines. From video game characters to anime characters to even the R18 stuff. Native Store has the widest collection of some of the most valuable and, dare I say, cultured figurines. In fact, they just happened to send me one this month to show to you guys just how high quality they really are. This is a 1:7 scale painted figure of Cinnamon from the Nekopara games. Let's actually open this. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Cinnamon from Nekopara. That is definitely a very cultured figurine, if I do say so myself. Now, obviously, as you can see from this figurine, and if you actually go to the store is 18 plus, but if you would like to check out everything that's happening over at the Native Store, then you can click the link down in the description below to check it out. Again, please make sure that you are over the age of 18 when checking out the website. And a big thank you to Native for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's start off with a fairly simple one, which is actually still in its container because I've decided I'm never going to take this thing out of its container because it just looks too damn cool, and I have a feeling that the price of this thing is probably going to shoot up over the next couple of years or so, but it is this one right here. This is a Canty figure from the series Fully Cooly. This one is made by Zebek Toys, and as you can see, you can move it around and you can change all of its poses and stuff like that. Now, if you guys don't know the lore around me, Fully Cooly, which is an anime series, 6-episode OVA anime series from, I believe, 2004? I should know this as a Fully Cooly fan. Either way, it is one of my favorite series of all time. It's also my wife's favorite series of all time. Figures from Fully Cooly, considering how, I guess, quite underground this show still is, even after all this time, are pretty hard to come across. So imagine my excitement when I walked into a random figure store one day and found this bad boy. I think I actually paid a pretty good price for this too. It was like maybe 6,000 yen, something like that. About 40-50 bucks US. And I don't know, it's just like way too cool to take out of its packet, Like it even has the Gynax sticker at the bottom there, which is pretty cool, so it's legit. But just like the character design, man, of Canty, motherfucker has a TV for a head, and it is the coolest thing ever. Okay, the second figure is out of its packaging, thankfully, and is probably the first anime figure I bought, like first big anime figure I bought when I, was able to actually start, able to collect the bigger, more expensive figurines. And this one is from a pretty minor series, which has definitely picked up in popularity over the years since I had bought it. But the time that I had bought it, I didn't even know they made figurines from this series. So again, imagine my excitement when I managed to find this fucking thing. So this, for those of you who don't know, is Cooly, and he is from a little series called Mononoke. No, not Princess Mononoke, just Mononoke. I have always stood by it for the longest time, ever since I first watched it. For the longest time, I said that it was probably one of the best horror anime ever created, and it still honestly is. Even though this current summer season of 2025, we have amazing psychological horror and thriller anime like, Summer Hikaru Died and Takopi's Original Sin and stuff like that. But I still think Mononoke is a really unique entry in the horror anime genre, and this figure of Kusuria perfectly captures just the colorful, vivid vibe that Monogatari brings. Like, this thing is so sick. And again, like, I didn't even know they made figures of this anime because I just figured this was just another, like, underground anime that has been forgotten to the sands of time. But if you guys know, recently, they've actually come out with a bunch of movies from the Mononoke series, which is a huge shocker to me. And as a result of that, I feel the name value of Mononoke has definitely increased over the past 5-10 years. I believe I bought this back in when I first moved to Japan, so it must have been back in 2016, 2017, something like that. This thing has been around for a long, long time, and it still looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, this third figure that I own is very special to me because it is probably one of the most valuable figures I have of this character, because, truth be told, I have a number of figures from this character because it has been my favorite character for the longest time ever. And if you guys know me, or you've been watching my stuff for a while, you'll probably know who that is. But it is this figure right here. This is Kissshot, or full government name, Kissshot Asorara Orion Heart Under Blade. That's a little Monogatari flex for you weebs out there. From the Monogatari series. And this, I mean, look at how beautiful this figure is, dude. Oh shit, I lost a little branch. I have to put that back in here. So this is from the Kizumonogatari series, or the Kizumonogatari movies, rather, which focuses kind of on the prequel story of Shinobu here, or Kissshot, and our main character Araragi. I mean, you guys should know by now, Monogatari series, one of my favorite series ever. Shinobu and Kissshot, one of my favorite characters in all of anime. And this thing is just so fucking sick! It's such a cool figure, dude. Every time I look at this figure, I'm just like, yeah, you know what? Making Kissshot my favorite anime character of all time, great choice. Because there's this one and a ton of Shinobu and Kissshot figures out there, but I'd have to say this one is probably the coolest. Okay, the fourth figurine is very special because it is not only a character from one of my favorite manga series ever created, but also the circumstances that I bought this figurine in are probably quite rare. In fact, I have a strong suspicion that apart from the final figure that I'm going to show you, this is probably the most valuable and rare figure that I own. I'm saying that purely based on the fact that when I was, looking up which of my figures were valuable monetarily speaking, and I searched up for this particular figurine, nothing came up. Like, no information, no pictures, nothing like that. And I think it's because the place that I bought it at was very timely and doesn't exist anymore. And it just so happens to be a really cool figurine as well, but it is this one right here. This, for those of you who don't know, is Puck, and he is a little fairy boy from a little known manga series called Berserk. Now, what is really cool about this particular Puck figurine, there are a number of reasons why this Puck figurine is cool. First of all, it is heavy as shit. I know I'm holding this like it's some kind of light little plastic toy, but the Behelit head down here, this thing is solid. Like, it is solid, not made from plastic. It's made from, as you can hear, some kind of like ceramic or something, but whatever it is, it makes this figure very, very weighty. Second thing, which is pretty cool about this figurine, is that the puck part here is actually painted with glow-in-the-dark paint, so this figure actually glows in the dark slightly. And the third and final reason why I believe this figure is probably super valuable is based upon where I bought it. I bought this puck figurine from the 30th anniversary Berserk exhibit that they were doing here in Tokyo. I actually filmed a vlog there way back in the day, which is on this very channel, so if you want to go check that out after this, please do so, especially if you're a Berserk fan. It's one of the coolest manga and anime exhibits I've ever been to. And obviously, if you've been to any kind of manga or anime exhibit, usually at the end there is like a merch section, usually filled with all sorts of kind of just like whatever type merch, you know, pin badges and clear files and stuff like that. But the cool thing about the Berserk exhibit is that I guess they knew that the majority of the people going to this exhibit were going to be adults with money. So not only do they sell the usual, you know, cheap like pin badges and clear files and stuff like that, but they're also selling some pretty expensive and exclusive stuff, including this puck figure. And that might be the reason why this thing is rare, because I have never seen this puck figure being sold anywhere else. Again, it might just be that I suck at looking up things and doing research and stuff like that, and this thing might be like hella cheap, but just the fact that this is not only a glow-in-the-dark puck figure that I bought at a very exclusive Berserk exhibit, pretty much right after, I believe, Mira-sensei passed away, adds a lot of sentimental value. And it just so happens to be one of my favorite manga series ever created as well. And last but certainly not least, the final figure is, I would say, not even a figure, because the word figure cannot contain the sheer epic size and scale of this particular thing that I have. I would rather call it a statue more than a figure. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll probably know exactly which one that is. And for me to show you that, we're gonna have to move over to my office. The last figurine I'm able to show you, or rather, sorry, the last statue I can finally show you, because it is right behind you here right now. So let's swing around. See if you can catch it. See if you can catch it showing up in the background here. Could it be that thing? It most certainly can, because this is the Prime 1 Guts figurine from Berserk. I mean, you have to understand, this thing is not a figurine anymore. It is a fucking statue. Here is the size of my hand next to Guts' face for comparison. That's how big this thing is. I propped it up on a little stool right here because it's the only thing in my house that can hold this weight, because this thing is probably about 40-50 kilos. It is ginormous. And I believe Aki bought this for one of my birthdays way back before COVID when she first moved in. And it is easily my most prized possession out of all of the anime figures that I own. It always catches attention every time someone comes to my office, and it's just so cool. There's so many small little details. I mean, look, there's Puck here with the little fuzzball trying to attack this guy. Just the small amount of details and the sheer just scale and size of it all is just absolutely insane. This is one of the coolest things that I own, and I'm very proud to say that I'm the proud owner of a Prime 1 Berserk figure. Sorry, Prime 1 Berserk statue. Those were the 5 most valuable / sentimental anime figures / statues that I own. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. In fact, if you have a bunch of valuable or sentimental anime figures, let me know in the comments. What do you own? What do you like to share to the world? I think that would be a nice, cool little thing to do, to just be like, hey, you know what? I'm proud of this thing, and I want to share it with the world, and I think if you do that, that would be awesome. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more just chill kind of talky vlogs like this, maybe I'll be able to show more of my anime figure collection in the near future, because I didn't even scratch the surface of what I currently own. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.